Oh dear. Oh dear. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Kilmeade, who is, I think at this point, just discovering how to sit down like a real boy, has Trump on as a guest on his radio show. Because Trump doesn't sit for interviews with anybody that isn't family. Fuck you, come to Mar-a-Lago and we'll sit in an empty room. Hold on.
Mr. President, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you, Brian. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. President, no one has better political instincts, I would argue, than you.
You're a one-termer. You screwed the pooch. You thought you could get away with everything. Your entire world is collapsing around your ears. The people you've been endorsing are going to lose. And you can only do rallies in states that are soundly Republican. And you have to weed out anybody that might boo or embarrass you. But nobody knows more about casinos than you do, because failure is such a valuable lesson.
Do you sense a red wave?
Well, I'm going to be chucking a lot of ketchup at a lot of walls, if that's what you mean.
I do. I think so.
There's that instinct.
About 6 months ago, it felt phenomenal. Then it got a little bit muddied up. Now I think we're going to do very well. I actually think we're going to do very well. Maybe surprisingly well. Crime is a disaster.
Let me tell you all the reasons why you should vote for us so that we could. Well, crime is a disaster. It's true. And he's at Mar-a-Lago criming as we speak, so he knows.
For them. I mean,
oh, I see. For them, I was mistaken. I thought he was talking about his crimes. I was like, oh my God, he's going to come clean.
Democrat cities, but crime is just an absolute disaster for them, and the economy and inflation is really bad. And then they put
and that should be good for us. That's don't forget that his clamoring on about this is that lucky us.
Afghanistan and the withdrawal in the back of their mind.
Nobody gives a fuck.
The way they withdrew, not the withdrawal, the way they withdrew.
Yeah, obviously he was going to withdraw, except we were going to stay forever in Bagram, but yeah.
With the fact that it was really a surrender, not a withdrawal.
Fuck you.
Lowest day in the life of our country.
The lowest day in the life of our country? Like, all right, dude, calm the fuck down. We didn't fail at Normandy. We got out of Afghanistan after 21 fucking years. What are you talking about? What? He so wanted this to be bad. Like I think he thought it was going to be worse. I thought he was, like he was always going to punt it to his second term and then never leave. Now, obviously, that's what that whole Keep Bagram shit was about. But I think he thought by punting it and making Biden do it, that it was going to be like, it's going to be a slaughter, hundreds of dead in the street, they're going to be decapitating people and all on his watch. And then he's like sad that the body count was as low as it was.
Opinion. You add all of these factors, we're not respected anymore.
It was a surrender.
Or we're not. We have nothing. We have nothing.
We got nothing. Nothing. America is dead in the water. Nobody goes to football games anymore. People don't eat at restaurants. We're all down in our bunkers. Brian Kilmeade's doing his show from his fucking bunker. We're destroyed. This country fucking sucks. It's terrible. Now, excuse me while I hump this flag.
The war with Ukraine and Russia would have never happened.
Well, yeah, it would have lasted 6 days like the Georgian war, and they would have had to give in because you wouldn't have supported them, stupid.
It should have never happened, would have never happened.
Why do you think it wouldn't have happened if you were president?
Why aren't you sitting? I don't understand why. Why are you standing at a sit-down desk? Should I just do the whole show? I'm just gonna do the show I'll do the whole clip like this. Brian. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Yeah, give it up. Yeah, ask him that question.
Because Putin respected me, and we didn't play games.
No, we played some games. Played hide the salami, find the gunboat. It was fun, Only in tubs, though.
It wouldn't have happened. Plus, just another little factor is when oil went up to $114 a barrel, Putin was making a fortune no matter what the war cost. When I had it at $40 a barrel.
You had it. COVID had it. COVID rolled in and decided to show its economic plan to the whole fucking world when I had it. Motherfucker could have bought, he could have filled the strategic oil reserves when they were paying people to take oil.
And at $40 a barrel, he couldn't have afforded the war. Right now, oil is so expensive that he can continue to go.
How expensive is it?
The money's not going to be the problem. The capability is, and certainly he's been somewhat embarrassed, but now if you notice, he's bringing out some pretty vicious weapons. And
from Iran.
Effect.
He's bringing them on.
Yeah, no. That's not what he means. Stupid. No. All right, fucko. The Iranian weapons are flying mopeds that make a lot of noise. They're basically just long range grenades you can chuck somewhere. They're not particularly vicious. All bombs and missiles are particularly vicious compared to, I don't know, throwing an angry cat on someone, I suppose, or bullets.
From Iran. What would you do if Iran was supplying kamikaze drones to...
Well, they don't have another kind. They don't have the kind that stay up. All of theirs are eventually kamikaze because they all technically fall out of the sky. They've never landed a drone ever.
An ally, with Ukraine is an ally of ours.
Yep. That's another thing that would have never happened. Iran would have never done that. They were in no position to do that, Brian.
They didn't invent these this year.
Iran was in absolutely no position to do that. They would have...
They're doing it because they're in a bad position. If they were in a good position, they wouldn't have to sell drones to Russia to make a buck. Fuck are you talking about?
You know, I had them shut down.
Yeah, I mean, Iran, they had a going out of business. They were selling. Everything was 50% off in that country. I had them shut down.
Iran would have made a deal with us within 1 week after I reassumed office. Now,
I thought you assumed you were in office anyways.
Iran is another one. They've aligned with China and Russia. So on top of...
Oh, you mean like the BRICS? Hold on 1 second. I need to pull another page on here so that I can, because I'm going to have to cite some things. Just so you know. I gotta find, here you go. Because they just joined. Hold on 1 second. All right, now I can start again. I'm gonna lose that page again. Shit. There we go. I'll move it over here. Okay, here we go.
Everything else, you have these countries with a lot of weaponry lined up. You have China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea probably too.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they said no, and Russia said they are, and Iran said no, and Russia said they are, and then Iran bought some stuff, and they probably bought it from... They probably bought them from Hezbollah through some arms dealer. That's why they all of a sudden, okay, so we trade this, we're planning on trading this arms dealer for Brittany Griner and the other, dude that they got, the former Marine who like flipped off a sign. Without him, they're having to buy Iranian kamikaze drones that sound like mopeds and can be shot down with small arms fire from Iran via, like, Pakistani arms dealers? Is that what our guess is going to be?
So, Mr. President, it's obvious that Russia does not have a military that was hyped to have had. They are performing miserably in the field. People are leaving the country rather than go for their draft.
Is he just showing us that he's about to play pocket pool? What the fuck are you doing? Are they bringing him another chair? Did he have a Sean Hannity moment?
Obviously, Putin's embarrassed. Did you know that Russia was actually this antiquated this week?
When you were gargling Putin's balls and calling him amazing and saying he was super smart, did you have any idea that he was playing you? You vapid sucker.
Well, nobody knew.
I mean, we were really close and good friends. How was I supposed to know? Friends don't tell friends the truth. Don't you watch Stranger Things?
You don't know those things. Putin
You don't know those things. It's just one of those things you don't know. It's
would talk a strong game, but it's been very embarrassing. But nevertheless, they have a strong, they have a strong military. And
no, they don't. What the fuck are you talking about? Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute.
It's been very embarrassing. But nevertheless, they have a strong, they have a strong military. And well, nobody knew. You don't know those things. Putin would talk a strong game, but it's been very embarrassing. But nevertheless, they have a strong, they have a strong military. And you look at what's happening now. They're knocking the hell out of. They're just knocking Ukraine to their cities are being just pummeled, and
they're just knocking. I realize I've walked into an area where it sounds like I'm rooting for Putin, which I am. So I can't say they're knocking the hell out of them, because that means there's hell in them, and therefore they're the bad guys. They're knocking them over, they're knocking on heaven's door. Hey, yeah. Knocking on heaven's door.
Buildings are pouring down on top of people.
Buildings are pouring. They're launching buildings onto the Ukraine. They're firing old Soviet buildings with a giant catapult. They're raining buildings down on people. Fuck you.
This is something that should have never happened. This is something that
never would have happened. Not a woulda, coulda, not a nuda.
When Putin saw I was out, and he saw what happened in Afghanistan,
he went, "Oh shit, I better do this quick, or because Trump's not going to win again, because there's no way we're backing him. We've thrown all our money towards DeSantis and Ron Johnson, so we can't afford to back him next time. He's totally going to fucking lose. I better launch this thing as soon as I can."
I think he looked at himself. He looked at his group. He said, "Here's our chance." They don't know.
And he was fucking wrong.
What they're doing, because we looked worse than he ever looked.
What?
With the way we got out of Afghanistan. So,
so we tricked him. We rope-a-doped him. We basically, he thought we were actually tired, and we realized he was winded.
I think that.
Oh man, he is trying so fucking hard to cover for this prick.
And also, they don't seem to be fighting with a lot of spirit. If they had a fight with spirit, like Ukraine is fighting with spirit, but
yes, they're choking ghosts, fighting with spirit.
Ukraine is a much smaller military. You have to remember.
What?
And now they're using tactics, and don't forget those tactics can get a lot worse. And importantly, I call it the N-word.
Fucking hell. All right. He means, when he says the tactics can get a lot worse, he means Russian tactics, because Russia could get more vicious.
Nuclear word. People get a little angry when I say that.
Yes, because there's an N-word tape of you floating around, apparently, and it's not nuclear.
So don't get angry. It's a big...
He's a child.
Threat in the world today.
Do you think he uses him? Do you think there's a story that Putin wanted to use him and his inner circle stopped it? Do you think Putin would use nuclear weapons?
Well, I don't think he'll stand for losing.
He might not have much of a choice, fucko.
So in some form, maybe limited form, and but to think we're even having this conversation. You never mentioned the N-word, either one.
Oh, my fucking God. Now I know why. I hold on. Fuck me. I know why he's standing. I figured it out. Because at some point, Trump is going to say something, and he doesn't want to have to go. He wants to just be able to run out the fucking door. Like, just smack the mic and run out the door. Jesus Christ. What a creep. Listen to this prick.
To think we're even having this conversation. You know, you never mentioned the N-word, either one, okay?
Yeah, Brian, how come you never say the N-word with me? Either one of them. Nobody's got better political instincts than you. Start playing around with saying the N-word on TV. Oh, God. Please run him next time. Force him. They should draft the Q maggots. You need to draft this motherfucker because he's not going to run. So you're going to have to, somebody's going to have to tell him that that he has to run. Like legally you have to. Oh, I do. Okay, I guess.
You never mentioned the N-word or the N-word.
Yeah, Brian's eyeing the exit. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? What? Oh. What an absolute asshole. I can't. Oh, God, I can't do it. I'm fine. Okay, give me a second. Shit. Okay, listen to this shit all the way through. And watch Brian. Watch Brian Kilmeade.
Angry. It's the biggest threat in the world today.
Do you think he uses him? Do you think there's a story that Putin wanted to use him and his inner circle stopped it?
By the way, Brian Kilmeade's trying to be like the connected journalist getting ready to be the next Sean Hannity. He's trying so fucking hard to make this like a real conversation.
You think Putin would use nuclear weapons?
Well, I don't think he'll stand for losing. So in some form, maybe limited form, but to think we're even having this conversation. You know, you never mentioned the N-word, either one, okay? You never mentioned the N-word or the N-word. The nuclear N-word never was supposed to be mentioned. Now I'm reading every day
Now I'm reading the N-word every day. And also, he's all right. He said it multiple times, but look at Kilmeade. He's like, where is he going with this?
Example, today I'm reading somewhere that there's at least a 40% chance that he'll use nuclear weapons.
Really? Would you just the Weather Channel doing your prognosticating now? I read there was a 40% chance or whatever. I mean, it's a dry heat though. That's the thing about the end clouds. 40% chance. I read somewhere there's supposed to be a 40%. Shut the fuck up.
How the hell did this happen?
I can't. I'm gonna die. I can't. This is really terrible. He doesn't even know he's got the phone on his neck anymore. He's just yelling at the fucking drapery. Oh, shit.
And it's because of the United States.
Fuck you. Why is it because we didn't invade Ukraine, you dumb motherfucker? We get out of Afghanistan, Russia invades Ukraine, it's our fucking fault. What? And by the way, what's his logic here? His logic is because we're helping Ukraine. They should have fallen within days.
The other thing is, we're spending a lot of money. And Europe is spending a tiny fraction of that money. You know, Europe is not spending the money. We are. We're spending a lot of money. We're going for billions and billions and
billions and billions and billions of
billions. And every time he calls, and I like him. Don't forget, he came to my defense with the fake Russian folks.
No, he didn't. He had to kiss your ass for a couple more weeks because you could have triggered a situation where his country would have fallen in 5 days.
He said,
Zelensky.
No, he didn't say anything wrong. He could have played it the other way.
By the way, yeah, Brian Kilmeade is filling in the proper names because Trump is all over the fucking place with pronouns and with just generalized directions in this conversation.
You know, insulted or something. He wasn't insulted, and he was very honorable. So I like him. But
he should die because it's too expensive.
A great thing if we could negotiate a peace.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Your brother-in-law tuned in. My mother-in-law. I'll just scroll this down because it jumps. Tuned in, not knowing what to expect, just because I was watching you. She said it was like watching a very smart, like watching TV with a super smart 15-year-old smartass. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It is a little more juvenile than normal because Trump is. I don't know. He's been holding in a fart so long that it's coming out his mouth
right now. Wouldn't that be great?
But if they take 15% of a country and then negotiate peace, they won. So that would be a bad precedent.
That's up to whoever it is negotiating.
Yeah.
But
no, it isn't. That's up to whoever it is negotiating. No, fucko. That's the negotiation. Russia says we're keeping all this. That's it. This is it. And we promise not to do it again until we fucking do. Which is what they. I mean, look at Georgia. Nobody talks about Georgia. Russia. Whoops, sorry, 1 second. Georgia border moving, whatever. We'll find it. Yeah. So here's when the invasion of Russia. The reason he's like, it shouldn't have happened like this. There wouldn't have been a war. Yeah, because nobody would have. That's like saying you sneak up on somebody. Your plan was to sneak up on somebody with a gun, and they saw you coming and pulled theirs. And now you're in a gunfight. And you would have gone, if it was up to me, there wouldn't have been a gunfight. They would have just been able to sneak up behind the person and shoot them. That's the argument he's making. But again, this is the border of Georgia that Russia took over. And they have been moving it just constantly. Hold on 1 second. They have been moving this fucking border. Wait, hold on. Why did my page go? Oh, that's weird. Georgia border. Hold on. I'll show you. I showed a picture of it before. Map. There we go. That's weird. I'm being hacked. It's terrible. Hold on. Clearly that's wrong. Did I get knocked off? No, I'm still streaming, right? Okay. Watch, I'm not streaming. I'm talking to no one. Super smart 15-year-old. There you go. Georgia, Russia, map. There you go. So, let's see if I can bring this up. Yeah, here you go. So, when they took over South Ossetia and the Abkhazia area, they had, when the Georgian war happened, it was like 6 days, and the border it stopped here. This was the area taken by Russia, and this is the area taken by Russia. It was like this little area around like this. It was like a swooping area. They decided they didn't need this part because it's all cliffs and mountains. So they just kept pushing down this way, and now they've kept pushing to the point where they have, right down here, there's a Azerbaijani pipeline that goes through Georgia and into Turkey. And if they could get along with Armenia, if these guys got along, it wouldn't be I swear to God, The World Is Not Enough. It is the greatest Bond film ever because it predicted so much of this shit. But when they attacked in here, the border, the pipeline now goes through Russian territory. So they have they can charge transit costs and shit like this. But they kept moving. They took the area, and now they just, because what is a farmer gonna fucking do? They just take the fencing and they just move it 100 yards, and then they do it again. And then in another month, they do it fucking again. They're just taking over. They're salami slicing their way all the way across the fucking country. Anybody who thinks they wouldn't do that, Starbird, if you guys think America's in a good place right now, I don't know what to think, but I guess a lot of your sheeple. Sheeple. Adorable. We're better off than a lot of the world, and we just came through a pandemic, and you're alive, so stop bitching. Although I don't know, quite frankly, if you live here, so I have my doubts. Yeah. Okay, just making sure everything's flowing. There we go. All right, open up the screen again. All right, and see, I don't know if he says anything on the way out.
Very far away from the area. Europe is very close, and Europe isn't paying money. You know, they're paying very little.
All right, that's just fucking stupid. And did they cut him off? Was there another? Did it go any longer? Guess not. Yeah. Curious that. You're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, and I think that shows taste and breeding on your part.